What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here bringing you some more Series 13 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Today we are once again continuing to use Ryota's team. I had a lot of fun with it yesterday, and although it did not get the results I was hoping for, today is a different day. So looking at my opponent's first team, it is Kangaskhan, Zekrom, Yveltal, Necrozma with Grimmsnarl and Zacian. So one thing that's actually very, very good here is Zamazenta with Groudon. Right, Groudon having Max Quake is good into the Zacian, it's good into the Necrozma. We have Stone Edge for the Yveltal, good into the Zekrom, good into the majority of this team. So I think a very solid starting point with these two. As for what else to bring, I'd like Xerneas. I don't like Xerneas. There's double Steel type. I'm gonna bring Ho-Oh just because I think it is the best chance of potential, and I'm thinking of Amoonguss as well. I think we kind of have to go with that, but I like this option, right? If we can set up a bulk up on Groudon, that's really great. One thing we have to worry about though is going to be that Yveltal with Foul Play, right? Yveltal, potentially one of the most popular Pokemon in the format due to the fact that it just offers incredible support, right? And you're not losing anything by bringing it. So it is just an incredible support Pokemon with just like a very high base total, so base stat total. So overall, just like a really good pick. But as we're getting into this, definitely make sure to subscribe. We are working our way towards 1 billion subscribers, and we really cannot get there without you. So looking at my opponent's lead here, right, it's going to be that Necrozma with that Kangaskhan. So a lot of different options here, right? There is the immediate threat of a fake out onto my probably just onto my Zamazenta. So what I think I'm going to actually do is I'm going to try to go for the coaching, and I'm going to go for a bulk up. I don't think that there's a reason for me to immediately go on the offense quite yet, and so having just that ability just to get a little bit stronger is going to be really huge. In the rare case, okay, so we are going to see a max come out from, I'm hoping, the Necrozma. It could be the Kangaskhan, right? If it's scrappy, right, having that great coverage, it is going to indeed be that Necrozma. My thought process right here is I just want to get bulky enough so I can survive some hits and dish them out. This might come back to haunt me a little bit, but we'll see about that. As we're going to see the fake out come out, it's going to go, yep, into the Zamazenta. So I'm hoping, like I said, to be bulky enough to survive this hit really well, as we should be able to take whatever this Necrozma wants to dish our way. As we will see the Steel Spike most likely into the Groudon. Yep, into the Groudon. With those boosts, right, we are taking absolutely no damage here. And so what I think is potentially worth doing is it might be worth just trying to get to +6, right? There's nothing really stopping us right now. So I'm fine to go for a coaching as well as go for another bulk up, right? We will be able to get +2 more defense before this Necrozma is able to deal damage, and then at that point I think we're fine to start maxing. Right, we are going to outpace this Necrozma, which is sort of the main concern, right? I don't want to end up in a scenario where we go for a Max Quake, we don't get the knockout, but we're gonna see an Icy Wind come out from the Kangaskhan. So interesting tech here. Not really sure how I feel about it, but we do now have access to Wide Guard. Not that I think it's going to be an issue, but let's see what happens here, right? We're going to see the Steel Spike come out once again, going into the Groudon. Groudon getting probably a little bit low, in all honesty. Not really the biggest fan of how well it took that. We are, though, going to get a second bulk up. I think what we want to do at this point is... well, okay, so what we can do, right, is we can go for a Protect. We can Protect and then Scary Face the Necrozma. Right, I'm going to go for a Scary Face onto the Necrozma, as well as go for a... I'm going to go for a Max Guard, just because I want to be I want to take the hit as well as we can. I think that there's no reason to take excessive damage. Also, if there's something like a Zacian in the back, right, we want to make sure we are ready to deal with it. So not the biggest fan of necessarily using a max turn for Max Guard, but I think that the recovery that we're going to get will make this worth it, right? We are going to get some very good longevity. Hopefully that there is nothing super problematic for Groudon. And also, right, once we get rid of what's it called? Once we get rid of Necrozma, we are going to start also getting our special defense boosted, which should be really nice. So that should help us out, right? Going for the max guard. If we can get that speed drop onto the Necrozma, as it looks like it's going to be a Bulldoze, most likely triggering a weakness policy onto this Necrozma, which is a little bit scary, right? We were so worried about triggering that policy on our own that our opponent ended up just triggering it for us. So a little bit unfortunate for sure. But if they Steel Spike into the Groudon, that could be huge for us, as we are still faster with Zamazenta, which, right, is really great for us, being able to drop that speed. As yes, we will see that Steel Spike go straight into the Groudon. Groudon not caring, also now getting a good amount of HP back, right? We are slowly working our way up. This Necrozma now is completely out of max, and so I'm very fine to go for another coaching onto my Groudon and just fire a Quake into the slot, right? If they switch out into Yveltal, a little bit unfortunate, as we do have to worry about something like a foul play, but we hopefully can get a Quake boost to really sort of build out that bulk, right? We should be close, I think, to +4 at this point. So that should hopefully help us out with the longevity. We will see the Icy Wind come out, not a big deal. Groudon only going to be at -2 compared to that Necrozma, who is also at -2. So really just starting to lay on the boost, right? Coaching going to come out. Groudon, we should be pretty high up. Maybe worth the screenshot. We'll kind of see, as we will fire off a big Quake. I feel like this should KO Necrozma, right? It's out of max. Yeah, that is very quickly going down. And so the big question now is, what does my opponent have? And the other question is, what do I have? I don't know what I have in the back. I think I have Ho-Oh, which is nice. But, right, we have so much bulk on this Groudon at this point. We are more than comfortable taking any sort of hit. One thing to be a little bit wary, though, it's going to be like a Yveltal, right? Yveltal obviously is going to be threatening, as it is just going to be a Zacian. So Zacian going to come out here, right? Behemoth Blade, we're not super worried about it, just due to the amount of bulk we have. So let's just quickly take a look at Groudon just to see that, right? We are at +4. So I'm fine. I mean, let's keep going, get higher and higher, and then go for a Precipice Blades. So we are playing a little bit dangerously, right? Like a crit. Please don't jinx it. And it looks like, yeah, my opponent going to cancel, immediately recognizing, hey, you're not breaking through this Groudon. So Zamazenta really offering some great support, and glad we were able to pull that off, especially after yesterday. So a solid first battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Charizard, Whimsicott, Calyrex Shadow, Lunala with Groudon and Zacian. So double Sun here. I mean, not double Sun, double like Ghost Psychic here is really interesting. Unfortunately, we don't have a good way of punishing it. One thing that I really like for a lead is Groudon Xerneas with I definitely want Kyogre here. I think Kyogre is going to be huge. And then, oh, that's such an issue. I want Zamazenta as well. The main issue, right, is Zamazenta has Wide Guard, and I really want that for Calyrex, but we're not going to get it. But potentially, right, if we see a Charizard come out here, we have the ability to switch around. My opponent does have Whimsicott, so there's the chance, right, of a manual Sunny Day, as we are going to see Whimsicott with the Zacian. So something to be a little bit weary of. I think, okay, so I'm gonna make a very no, I want to Quake the Zacian. One thing I was considering is like going for the Geomancy anyway, but if they set up a Tailwind, right, you're still going to be faster than my Xerneas, and it's not going to matter. So I'm going to just go straight for the Max Quake onto the Zacian, and then pivot out into the Zamazenta, right, being able to potentially get up some speed control is really nice, and also making it so, hey, we can potentially snarl a Zacian. I mean, not a Zacian, snarl a Charizard. Could be very useful, especially now, right, if we get up a Quake boost to have some better special defense, and really sort of make Zamazenta bulky. So I think Zamazenta functions similarly to what's it called, Yveltal, in the fact that as a support Pokemon, like, it is very, very good, right? Right, we can see the fact that we can have this coaching, we have Snarl, which is not stuff that you normally want to run on a restricted, but now we're really getting a chance to utilize that. So Groudon going to get big here. We will take a fair bit from an incoming Precipice Blades, as we will just see a Protect. That is fine with me. We are getting the special defense boost. We could see a Tailwind. Yeah, so that's double fine, right? We're going to get up some boosts, and also we can start coaching onto this Groudon. So the very, very obvious Quake still doing a very, very large chunk onto the Zacian, and so I'm gonna go for a Snarl here to break a potential Sash, also to catch a potential Charizard, and then go for another Max Quake here. So I'm gonna go for the Snarl, like I said, just trying to catch a potential switch in if it comes down to that. Unfortunate not to get the coaching boost, but we definitely, I think, are going to hopefully be able to utilize where we stand. So let's see how that works out. We're gonna see actually no switch out here, potentially just giving me that Zacian. Given how much, okay, so, and they're going for the play rough into the Zamazenta absolutely taking that. We love to see that. We are going to unfortunately get the attack drop, but not a big deal, right? We're going for that Snarl, breaking a Sash on the Whimsicott, and we're just picking up a free knockout onto the Zacian. I didn't think that there was any reason to make a read there, and so yeah, the Quake, now we are at +2 special defense. If there is a Charizard that's going to come out, we do have the ability to pop into Kyogre as well as go for a Rock Fall, and with the +2 special defense, I think we're in pretty good shape to handle that. So even if they want to go for like a Sunny Day with the Whimsicott, we should hopefully soak up most of that damage. So that's nice for us. Also, the special attack drop always really good, as we are going to see a Groudon come out from my opponent. So this is definitely a little scary. I do want to go for a Quake here, as well as go for a coaching onto my Groudon, just trying to make it so it can survive some hits. One thing that actually probably worth having done is I should have gone for the Scary Face onto the Groudon. So that way, even if they set up Tailwind, right, we have the ability to bring up Kyogre and go from there. But we are going to see the max, pretty obvious. We're probably going to lose Zamazenta, in all honesty. I'm hoping that we can get a bulk up, but I don't see us surviving a Helping Hand boosted Max Quake. So a little bit unfortunate there. But if we can set up a bulk up on our Groudon, right, we have the potential as, yeah, we're going to see that Helping Hand. This very easily should be a Steel Spike. Okay, a Steel Spike coming out into our Groudon. So this is good for us, right? We get the coaching boost with our Zamazenta, and we can potentially be, I don't want to be super greedy and go for a bulk up, but I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? As we will be able to fire off our own Precipice Blade, or our Max Quake, into their Groudon, doing a pretty decent chunk, right? Being able to match those boosts is always nice. I think what's going to happen now is they might, I don't know, like, the thing is, I don't know where they're going to target, right? Like, there is the option of saying, hey, I'm going to go for a Protect with our Groudon to get some recovery, but looking at how little that did, I think it's fine to go for a Precipice Blades as well as go for another coaching. This is going to be just a little bit of a tricky call, right? As we are going to see the Helping Hand once again, suggesting probably a Steel Spike coming out, as it's going to be a Flare, probably going into the Zamazenta. Zamazenta going to go down here, but that's good for us, right? Groudon going to get some good damage off, and more importantly, going to be able to good damage. Yeah, so more importantly, we're going to get some recovery on the Groudon. I think at this point, we are fine to bring out our Kyogre. And so what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to make you make a choice. You are either going to KO my Kyogre. I'm going to go for an Origin Pulse too. So I'm going to make it so you either KO my Kyogre or let my Groudon get set up. So I'm going to go for a bulk up here. And then I'm going to go for an Origin Pulse. Like I said, I think there's no reason to really go for anything else. Right, so you should Tailwind here. Yeah, you should most likely Tailwind here. And then the question is, are you going to go for damage onto what? Yeah, we're going to see that. And then probably a Quake onto the Kyogre, as we're still faster. So absolutely huge. Shout out to Scarf Ogre and super slow Groudon. As Max Quake comes out, we survive, which is absolutely huge for us, right? At this point, we can fire off a big, what's it called? A big Precipice Blade. I might want to save. I don't know if it's worth saving Kyogre, right? You're gonna go for damage with Xerneas. I think it's worth it. No, okay, I'm gonna switch out, right? Like you could have Charizard in the back, and that can be scary. So I'm gonna fire off a Precipice Blades here, and then I'm just gonna switch out into Xerneas. I do want to, like I said, preserve our Kyogre as much as possible. Especially, like I said, if we can get rid of the Whimsicott, that'll be huge for us. Groudon at this point has just so many boosts. It has just like gotten everything it needs. Energy Ball going to come out, probably targeting down, yep, into the Kyogre slot as a Precipice Blades from my opponent coming out. We do take that fairly well. We are going to miss the Whimsicott, which I don't love to see, but we get rid of their Groudon, and right, like Whimsicott isn't a big source of damage, and so that is going to be good for us, especially as we will recover most of the HP back. One thing, like I said, to be a little bit weary of is the potential of a Charizard coming out and getting a manual Sunny Day, as we are, like I said, going to see that Charizard. So getting rid of that Whimsicott would have been huge. I'm going to fire off a Stone Edge onto the Charizard, and I'm going to click Geomancy just because of the fact that I want to try to potentially have a better answer for this Charizard, as we are going to just see a straight Helping Hand. So really, really low damage output, probably a Hurricane. Yep, we are going to see the Hurricane come out into the Xerneas, interestingly enough. Not even choosing to target down my Groudon, which, like, I guess makes sense. The Life Orb chip, yeah, that's going to come in handy, as we will connect with the Stone Edge. There's no way that Charizard is surviving that. And now at this point, right, it's still technically not over. Right, we do have to hit our Precipice Blades onto this Whimsicott, because it is most likely going to be able to one-shot and KO our Kyogre with an Energy Ball. But we do have leftovers and Protect. So, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about things, but we're going to go for the Precipice Blades as well as go for the Ice Beam. And like I said, with the ability to recover, we should be good, as we will see the Energy Ball come out into our poor little Kyogre as it will go down. It definitely played a huge role, right? Outspeeding Groudon, which I did not expect at all. Was massive. And then here comes the big animation. Get rid of the Whimsicott. No need to fear there. So doing a lot better today than we did last time, which is really awesome to hear. And yeah, I feel very confident with the team. And yeah, with that, let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is Whimsicott, Kyogre, Groudon, Zacian, Yveltal, and Volcanion. So a lot of really scary stuff, actually. That Kyogre, right, can be scary. I think what we need to do is, I think, Xerneas and Mungus. Yeah, the Zacian makes that so tricky, but I think it's like a solid option. And then Groudon, and then probably Ho-Oh. I don't think we bring Zamazenta here. As much as I love Series 13, one thing that does make it really tricky is, like, the matchups sometimes just feel so impossible to predict. Like I have no idea how to like go into some things, because there's just so much just like power all over the place. But we will see a something Groudon. Volcanion Groudon is fine with me, right? I just want to try and set up a little bit with our little friend. The main issue, right, is the fact that Groudon has Precipice Blades, which is spread, and we don't like that. But we're gonna try, right? We're gonna click Geomancy, and we're going to click Rage Powder. We all know what's going to happen here. You're most likely going to get a knockout onto one thing. What's nice, though, is Xerneas should be faster than both of these Pokemon. So at least being able to set up early is going to be really good. We could see a potential max Groudon, right, trying to go for a max Quake for some special defense boosts, which is fine with me. Yeah, this is a little bit of an interesting lead, right? We do have to worry about a Groudon, and then what we could do is we could bring out Ho-Oh. Probably not Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh, maybe. We're going to see a max here come out. Probably the Groudon. That's my best bet. It could be the Volcanion, right, trying to maintain that spread move. But we will see, yeah, it is going to be that Groudon. So a little bit scary for sure of what's going to happen. Most likely, like I said, it's going to be a max Quake. So if we had access to, what's it called, Zamazenta, that would have been really great, right? We could have gone for a coaching. But we do have Ho-Oh, and Ho-Oh can go for the Sacred Fire, which is not something to be ignored, right? Getting that 50%, if we get that burn onto Groudon, I think that we are just in incredible shape, right? Basically taking it out of the game, as we will get off that Geomancy. So absolutely huge for us. But yeah, this is still going to be really tricky. We can start trying to KO everything that is not the Groudon, as we will see. Yep, the Quake going out into our Amoonguss, unless it's Safety Goggles. Perfect. If it was Safety Goggles, okay, perfect. Huge. The Amoonguss is going to live here, which means that Volcanion's attack most likely is also going into the Groudon. And then what we want to do is we're going to see a Flamethrower. Yeah, so I think what we want to do is we want to bring out Ho-Oh here. We want, yeah, because we need a Sacred Fire burn. We are going to see a Life Orb too, so that's actually really huge for us. We can bring out our Ho-Oh and go for a Sacred Fire onto the Groudon, just trying to get a burn, and we can start going for Moonblast or no, we cannot go for a Moonblast or a Max Fairy, because that will mess with the terrain. I hate that this is not very effective. We're going to go for it. We're at +2, and we're going to click Sacred Fire onto the Groudon, trying to fish for that burn. Once we get it, right, we can max the Xerneas, but as of right now, we cannot really do that. We also do have weakness policy on the on the Ho-Oh, so that's something that can potentially work in our favor, right, being able to get triggered by something like the Volcanion, as we are going to see the Groudon just withdraw. So my opponent saying, hey, I'm not going to waste time with this max, as they're going to switch into Kyogre. So this is really good for us, right? You're probably going to boost up that Volcanion, but at this point we are pretty fine to click Dazzling Gleam into everything and not really worry about what's going to happen, especially as we clearly one-shot that Volcanion. The crit probably mattering a fair bit, unfortunately, but we will get off a big Sacred Fire onto this Kyogre, hopefully getting that burn. We do get the burn, which is really nice, right? Like, as it wants to go for something like a Water Spout, reducing that damage is great, but we also are going to fire off a Moonblast, which is going to be huge, as we should see a Zacian come out here. So Zacian, a little bit scary for sure. I'm going to protect, and I'm going to swap into my Groudon. This will help reduce the amount of damage that Kyogre is going to do. And this way, right, we should be able to get some good damage onto the Zacian. The issue, right, is we cannot one-shot it with a max Starfall unless we have a Helping Hand boost, which we don't. But I think that this should hopefully get us in a pretty good position, as we will have to take Perfect. We're going to bait out that Protect coming out from the Zacian, as we're going to see an Origin Pulse. So this should be fine, right? I'm hoping that Groudon doesn't take too much damage, which will let us set up a max, as it looks like Groudon going to take, that is more damage than I would have liked, in all honesty. I really would have appreciated less, but on a positive note, right, we have, what's words? I'm going to fire off a Dazzling Gleam. The issue right now is, you can Behemoth, I don't know who you're going to Behemoth Blade. You potentially are going to Behemoth Blade into the Xerneas, right? Given the fact that we just went for a Protect, and we saw how much that you did with Origin Pulse. You very easily could just go for a double up onto the Groudon, but you could just knock out the Groudon with Precipice Blade, or not Precipice Blade, with Behemoth Blade. But let's kind of see. We are going to see the Dazzling Gleam, so that should hopefully do a good amount of chip. Good amount of chip onto the Zacian. I actually do appreciate that. The Behemoth Blade, like I said, I don't know where it's going. If it goes into the Kyogre, okay, it's gonna go into the Groudon. So that is unfortunate, but fine. We are going to lose our max as we do nothing with it, and we probably have to take an Origin Pulse. But I'm hoping at this point you are in range of a Moonblast, as yeah, we take nothing due to the sun. Perfect. So I'm gonna bring out our Ho-Oh. We should also with Ho-Oh be able to survive a hit. So I'm gonna go for the Moonblast. Just trying to, like I said, finish off this Zacian. Moonblast, and I'm gonna go for a. I'm gonna protect the Ho-Oh. This is a potential huge mistake, as if we don't get we should. Okay, so that was spread damage onto the Zacian. Like I expect Moonblast to pick up the knockout. So we're gonna see the Ho-Oh go for a protect, so that means the Zacian is not going for a protect, which means that we should have gone for a Sacred Fire. But like I said, this is single target, higher base power. Okay, so here's what we do. We go for an Earthquake. That will KO the Zacian. The Kyogre is burned and has 1 turn left. The big issue question is, can this Groudon hit its rock move? If it's Rock Slide and they miss, we love that, right? We're gonna have to take a Behemoth Blade. Yeah, okay, so this is our out, right? We're gonna take a lot of damage, which is stupid because Ho-Oh resists Zacian. Earthquake going to come out here. We should have. Oh god, I wish we had attacked with Ho-Oh. So now we are going to have to take a rock move. Okay, it's a Stone Edge. Yeah, it's good. Okay, bye bye Ho-Oh. Yeah, there's no chance we're surviving that. So, oh, crit for good measure. So, a little bit of an unfortunate end, right? If we had played a little bit, if we had gone for the attack with Ho-Oh, we would have been in much better shape. I was looking at the damage and I was like, we're gonna do so much more. It's gonna be stronger. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But overall, I do think that the team is a lot of fun. Huge shout out to Ryota for making it. Like I really do enjoy Series 13. Like I said, let's just quickly take a look at how much bulk is on this Zacian. To make me cry. Kyogre. Yeah, Mystic Water. Okay, cool. Yeah, we were gonna knock you out. Groudon. Is it Assault Vest? Yeah, it is Assault Vest. Zacian, good amount of bulk, so it makes sense, right? A lot of max HP. So unfortunately, that is the way it is. We will be playing some more Series 13, so definitely look out for that. Hopefully getting some Spike Myths soon, so also be on the look for that. But until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.